Hello, my name is Dustin Jones.
My name is Nicole Munoz.
My name is Haif Ahmed.
And my name is Odalis Ortiz, and today we will be talking about the nonprofit organization Break the Barriers. Break the Barriers was founded in 1983 by husband and wife Steve and Debbie Heringer. Break the Barriers started off as a family-run business. In October 1984, Break the Barriers was incorporated as a nonprofit corporation. Break the Barriers broke ground on its current facility in Fresno in 2002 and opened its door in 2003. Today, there are over 10,000 individuals who visit the facility weekly. Debbie Heringer, a national gymnast champion, was inspired by her sister Kathy's journey. Kathy was born with Down syndrome and was not allowed to participate in the same activities as Debbie because of the stigma surrounding disability. Debbie felt it was unfair and saw the opportunity to create a community for herself, her sister, and others in the area. A community that would bring people together instead of separating them. The Herringers started a gymnastics program known as Break the Barriers. Break the Barriers' mission statement is celebrating awareness and victories of all abilities, ethnicities, and ages through exceptional programs, outreach, and inclusion education. Their vision statement is to continually maintain and improve inclusive programs through ability awareness, outreach, and education, with performances, assemblies, workshops, and clinics. Break the Barriers will promote integrated sports, health and fitness, performing arts, and aquatic. Break the Barriers has two co-founders, Steve Heringer and Debbie Heringer. Steve Heringer is the Chief of Assets and Debbie Heringer is the Chief Executive Officer. Their buddy program is where children in special education buddy up with their peers in regular education and learn sign language, gymnastics, or any other activity. Their neurological exercise program helps people regain strength and control in their legs and hands. All of these services are delivered through daily classes with the help of an instructor. People who utilize the organization's services are those of all ethnicities, abilities, and ages. Break the Barriers serves not only those with both physical and or mental disabilities, but also variously able children and adults. This allows everyone an opportunity to participate in a safe, encouraging environment in all areas of the health and fitness programs offered by Break the Barriers.
Next, I'll be talking about the major sources of revenue for Break the Barriers. The organization charges fees to participate in the programs and classes they offer. Fees vary upon which classes are taken and how many weeks are included in those classes. The organization also allows those who cannot afford to pay to participate in these activities by applying for scholarships. Break the Barriers also has a gift shop inside the facility. The gift shop sells merchandise and sporting equipment used for the activities that they offer. The nonprofit relies heavily on grants and donations as a large part of their revenue. 61% of their funds come from service revenue, 21% comes from grants and funds, and 9% come from individuals. The last 9% is from corporate giving. Break the Barriers is excluded from a large portion of grants, mainly due to the wide variety of services they provide. Most grants require a nonprofit to serve one specific group. Break the Barriers is funded through corporate grants, but they do also participate in federal grants on some occasions. When we performed a SWOT analysis of Break the Barriers, we were able to take a closer look inside their organization. Their strengths include veteran involvement, involvements of the disabled, unique programs, health and fitness programs for children, specialty equipment, and educated and friendly staff. Break the Barriers serves a large number of veterans. This is a strength for the organization because it creates a sense of community for the veterans that can help them recover from mental illnesses such as PTSD and depression. All of the programs that Break the Barriers provides are inclusive of people of all abilities. They make as many accommodations for the people as possible to make activities available to them. For example, the staff modified camera tripods to align blind participants in the archery program. There are not any other organizations locally that provide the large variety of services to such a diverse group of people that Break the Barriers does. They strive to include all abilities, ethnicities, and ages. The nonprofit provides children a safe place to live healthy and active lives through programs such as mixed martial arts and gymnastics. With elite and specialty equipment, Break the Barriers provides rehabilitation and fitness equipment to all members of their programs. They also have all the equipment for tumbling and dance classes. This allows the staff to properly teach all participants in all programs. Through proper training, Break the Barriers has excelled in maintaining an educated and friendly staff. Their staff is specialized in all the programs that they provide, as well as exceptional in sign language. They are also kind and patient with all participants. A couple weaknesses we identified in our analysis include low cash inflow, limited number of sponsors, low resources and funds for marketing and advertising, limited volunteers and availability, as well as community perspective only being for the disabled. With low cash flow, the nonprofit receives limited funding from the government, and they receive a small portion of income from clients who are registered in classes. With a limited number of sponsors, Break the Barrier uses a majority of its resources to give to the programs and people in their organization. The nonprofit's marketing and advertising departments receive fewer resources and funds. This limits the number of sponsors to already existing sponsors and current clients. There are a limited amount of volunteers who are consistently able to donate their time. A large number of volunteers opportunities exist, but the network of individuals who are available and aware of these opportunities are limited. Given their limited advertising, the nonprofit has limited exposure within and around the community. Common perception among the community is that Break the Barriers is only accessible to individuals with a disability, which is false. All programs are available to people of all abilities. We see many opportunities for Break the Barriers. Some of these opportunities include volunteer recruiting, fundraising, networking, creating new programs, and getting services covered by insurance companies. There are students in the field of teaching who are willing to volunteer. Also, there are people who donate their time because they care for the organization and cannot contribute financially. Various locations are willing to open up for fundraising events, and Break the Barriers can host many events to attract donors in order to increase their incoming cash. The nonprofit can work with schools, hospitals, and other organizations to spread the awareness of the programs they offer. With the large facility they have, Break the Barriers has a space to facilitate and create additional athletic and performing arts programs to draw in new and potential customers. Many clients of Break the Barriers do not pay for the services they receive. Often the nonprofit covers the costs. If Break the Barriers could receive funding from insurance companies, they could increase their annual income and gain more profit. The threats we came across with Break the Barriers include similar programs within the Central Valley, closure because of net loss, competing organizations, loss of donors, and change in regulation. With other businesses offering similar services for the able-bodied individuals, this would take away business from Break the Barriers. The able-bodied participants that attend the classes are the ones who are required to pay, so if they decide to go elsewhere, then this would decrease funds for the nonprofit. Like all nonprofits, the potential of net loss could cause the business to close. They are able to generate a high amount of revenue, but if their expenses continue to exceed their revenues, then they might not be able to keep their doors open. If competing organizations that provide same services for able-bodied individuals start to offer services for the disabled, this can cause a potential threat for the organization. Being that Break the Barriers relies heavily on their donors, a potential loss of a major donor can result in the closure of the facility. The nonprofit offers rehabilitation services to their clients. However, new regulations that require licenses could limit them from being able to offer all the services that they currently do. Break the Barriers is different than other CBOs in the area because they do not have a narrow path for their customers. Break the Barriers is all about including everyone. They do not only focus on special needs, veterans, or low-income families. They have a very broad target market, and this helps them stick out, whereas other CBOs mainly focus on special needs or veterans. Also, most places that help with rehabilitation aren't open to the public. Break the Barriers is a place where everyone who walks through those doors is equal and treated equally. Nobody is more disabled than the other.
Next, I will talk about the clients, donors, and volunteers in the Break the Barrier. The clients made up of parents and participants, veterans, children in the gymnastic classes, and the people with disabilities. Within the clients of Break the Barriers, about 60% of members are able to buy, and the rest of them can receive a scholarship from the program and classes. The demographics of Break the Barriers fluctuate between each program and classes. Most people who attend or participate at Break the Barriers are from either Fresno, Clovis, or the Valley in Hall. Break the Barriers has roughly 400 volunteers that participate in all varieties of programs and classes. Volunteers are able to volunteer with any subgroup they feel they can achieve in. They help put on special events that Break the Barriers puts on. Break the Barriers also provide additional training for volunteers if they need it for succeed with the participants. The volunteers at Break the Barriers believe that if they can make a difference in someone's life, they will. All the volunteers value in helping anyone and everyone into becoming the best version of themselves. They also see that when disabilities can stop someone from pursuing what they love. Break the Barriers receive donation from a variety of companies and or groups. Some of these organizations are philanthropic partners, educational service, businesses, company, and the state.
The marketing objectives for Break the Barriers that we expect to achieve are the following. To create a new promotional brochure targeted towards veterans to increase the number of clientele by 25% by the end of 2019. Expand the activities that female veterans feel comfortable participating in. But however, after reviewing with our advisor, we decided to focus our attention on giving the Veterans Program a new facelift. When talking with Laura about the Veterans Program at Break the Barriers, we discovered that it had been pushed aside for a later project, but yet has not gotten the attention it needed. As a result, we think as a team that we want to spread information about the Veterans Program and the benefits that the participants will receive to more people. The new innovative ideas we have come up with are making a new brochure, a digital flyer for the Veterans Program to send out to their mailing list as well as to post on their social media. The prior informational pamphlet for the Veterans Program is out of date as well as printed poorly. We would use some new pictures so they don't print out pixelated as well as a new layout that includes their social media handles. Break the Barriers has a resource to print out multiple pamphlets like they already do, as well as a social media following that can benefit from these posts. By making a new and improved pamphlet that they can send out to their mailing list of around 2,000 households, we expect an increase of 25% in their Veterans Program clientele. We would need minimal extra funding to make these brochures, however, the payoff could be beneficial. When talking to veterans about the old pamphlet that Break the Barriers had for the Veterans Program, their main concern was how outdated the pamphlet looked. So as a team, we decided to add some compelling graphics, such as them doing archery. We also would like to have a new design template on this to make it a little bit newer. We also wanted to conduct some new interviews with the new veterans and their testimonials and identify the benefits offered through the Veterans Program and make sure to add that in our pamphlet. So now going into our promotional goals and media plan. Our promotional goal is to increase awareness among veterans about the various services and benefits offered through the Veterans Program, stimulate new members in the Veterans Program through the brochures and events, increase the number of women in the Veterans Program by expanding the activities, continuously emphasize the ongoing activities of the Veterans Program through email, direct mail, newspapers, or social media, and to engage constantly and communicate effectively with members through social media such as Facebook and Instagram to build value.
We would like to end this presentation by giving a special thanks to Laura Gothard, our CBO supervisor, and Break the Barriers as a whole.
After volunteering with Break the Barriers, we realized that they truly do embody their mission statement of celebrating awareness and victories of all abilities, ethnicities, and ages through exceptional programs, outreach, and inclusion education.